Today, we're going to be looking at the teaser trailer for the brand new Superman movie that's coming out later in July. I'm going to let you know about the things that I like, the things that I don't like, all the characters that I see, both heroes and villains, and any potential plot points that I see that may be developing from this movie. But before we get to that, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future movie or TV content. Now, let's get to the trailer. Let me start off by saying that this trailer looks absolutely epic. There seems to be there's so much action going on. I can't wait to see the movie. Now, I love the soundtrack that was playing behind this trailer. It has that retro vibe to it, which sounds really sweet. I hope this is an indication of what the soundtrack is going to be like for the entire movie, because if it is, it's going to be great, and I think it's going to work really well for this movie. Now, let's start looking at some of the characters that I saw in the movie. We'll start with the heroes. Obviously, we have Superman. He looks fantastic, looks great. I can't wait to see more of them. Next up, we have Supergirl, and Supergirl's played by Millie Alcock. I like her as an actress. I think she did a great job in House of Dragon, so I'm excited to see her take on the Supergirl character. I think she looks really good. We don't get too much of her in this trailer, just a brief split second, but she does look good, and I can't wait to see more of her. We also have this character. And this character is the Green Lantern. It's Guy Gardner's version of the Green Lantern and played by Nathan Fillion. I will admit, when I first saw the trailer, I thought that this person was a villain. And I didn't know who it was. And I was like, who is this person? They look very villainous. And I looked up, I did my research, and I found out that this is the Green Lantern, the Guy Gardner version of the Green Lantern. And I was kind of shocked by that. I didn't realize it was Nathan Fillion until I paused it and said, oh wait, that's Nathan Fillion. That made it a lot easier to find out what the character was, but I'm not familiar with this version of the Green Lantern, so I don't necessarily like the look of this character, but it is what it is. I'm interested to see it. I like the Green Lantern as a character, so I can't wait to see more of it. Then we have Mr. Terrific, played by Edi Gathegi. Now, when I first saw this, I didn't realize who this character was, and when I looked it up and found out who it was, I realized I do know this character, kind of. There was a character in the Arrow TV show that was Curtis Holt, which is a little bit different and a different version of the character. This one is Michael Holt, but they were both playing Mr. Terrific, so I understood the character. I've seen the character in film before, and I'll say I think I like this version better from the little bit that I got in the trailer. So I'm excited to see where this character takes place and what is going on. We also have Hawkgirl, played by Isabella McCreed. This looks pretty good. I think this is a good rendition of Hawkgirl, and we don't get too much of her in things, so I'd like to see a bit more of what her character looks like and the plans that they have for her. And then we have Metamorpho. I know nothing about Metamorpho. It's played by Anthony Carrigan. This person looks quite weird. I've never heard of this character before. I had to look it up. I didn't even realize that this was a hero. So I'm excited to see where they're taking this with all these different characters. And the last one we have is Crypto. This is the first time that Crypto is going to be in live action. I will say, I like Crypto. He looked good. I kind of pictured him in my mind to looking a little bit different, maybe a little bit bigger of a dog. But you know what? It's going to be fun seeing Crypto in this film, so I'm looking forward to it. Now on to the villains. The main villain that we see from this trailer is Lex Luthor. We've seen Lex Luthor be played in many Superman adaptations in the past, and I'm excited to see what this one is. The actor who's playing him is Nicholas Hoult. I think Nicholas Hoult is a great actor, so I'm interested to seeing his take on Lex Luthor. I will say the past Lex Luthor that we got in the Man of Steel franchise, I didn't care about that Lex Luthor much at all. So I'm excited to see a new, hopefully better Lex Luthor in this movie. And the only other villain that we see is a kaiju. Now, I don't know the purpose of this or why it is in there, but these are the only two types of villains that we see in this movie. So I'm thinking that there's probably going to be some more villains. We have a lot of heroes. There's like 7 heroes that are going to be in this movie, but yet we only have 2 villains. So I think there's going to be some more villains, some more minor ones, maybe some more physical, strong villains to kind of take on the heroes in battle and just be that physical presence. So I'm interested to see where they're going to be going with the villain aspect, but I am almost positive that there's going to be more villains. Now, the thing that I dislike about this trailer is it is jam-packed. Like I said, we have 7 heroes, we have at least two villains. There's probably going to be more villains. So there's going to be a lot of characters that they're going to try to cram into this movie. Now, we've seen in the past with the Snyderverse that they started out with a big team up of superheroes, and I don't know if that necessarily worked. So it looks like they're kind of going down the same path again, where let's say in the MCU where we got introduction to the characters and then we got the big team up. This one, they're just giving us a whole cast of characters. And I don't know if that necessarily works, especially in a movie like this with a lot of lesser known characters, because we don't know who they are. At least in the Snyderverse, we knew who most of those characters were, so we didn't necessarily need a huge build-up for them. In this one, we're going to need to know who some of these characters are. And even the characters that we do know, like the Green Lantern, it's a version that most fans are not going to know who the heck it is. Like I say, when I watched the trailer, I didn't even realize that was a Green Lantern. So I think we're going to need a bigger setup for these characters, a bigger backstory for these characters, and I don't know if throwing them into one movie that's just supposed to be a Superman movie is the best idea. But I'm willing to wait and see and find out. Now, as we see from the trailer, things aren't super rosy for Superman. We see in this trailer as it starts out, he is bloody, he is beaten, he's spitting blood. So he has taken a beating at some point in this movie. And we see that Krypto takes him to the Fortress of Solitude, which is pretty cool. I enjoyed seeing the Fortress of Solitude. I'll be interested to see it a bit more and just the more fullness of it. And we also see a little bit later in the trailer how somebody throws a can at Superman's head. There's a crowd around him. They're kind of yelling at him. So it looks like that the people aren't necessarily fully behind Superman. Now, I don't know if this is a Lex Luthor thing, if he's trying to turn the people against Superman, or if something else has happened, some type of a tragedy that people are not liking what Superman is doing, and he's going to have to turn the tide and win their affection back. So we're going to have to see about that, but those are kind of the only plot points that I see. That doesn't give us a whole lot. This is just a teaser trailer, so we just get little snippets of a lot of things. But I think this movie is going to be good. Despite some of the concerns that I have being just overstuffed and jam-packed, I still think it could be good, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. Now let's get to the trailer.
Krypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman.
If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future movie or TV content that we bring you almost every single day of the week. Let me know what you thought of the trailer down in the comments. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And since you're here, why don't you go check out this video that's right here. I hope each and every one of you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.